shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, there will be ere the set of sun.
Where's the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls, anon. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt in his state.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend.
Hail.
Say to the king your knowledge of the royalists thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald of the Western Isles, worthy to be a rebel, for to that all villainies of nature do swarm upon him. And fortune on its damn quarrel smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, with smoke of bloody execution, carved out his passage, till he faced the slave, and then unseamed him from the nape to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
And Mark, my king of Scotland, Mark, next to the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this, our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows eagles, or the hair of the lion. If I say sooth, I must report that they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they redoubled strokes against the foe. But I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him, surgeons. Who comes here?
What a haste so stood his eyes. So should it go through his eyes is faintly strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, until great Macbeth confronted him in battle, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness! No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
It shall be done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Drum, a drum. Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters hand in hand.
The weird
Hostess of
sisters
the
hand in
land.
Hostess of the sea and land. Thus to go a thousand of thine, thrice to nine, and thrice to nine, and thrice again to make up nine, and thrice again to make up nine.
Peace. The charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far is to call the forest? What are these? So wild in their attire. They look not like the inhabitants of the earth, yet are on it. Are you aught that men may question? You seem to understand me.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems wrapped withal. To me, you speak not. If you could look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail.
Hail.
Hail. Lesser than Macbeth, but greater.
Not so happy, yet much happy. Thou shalt get king, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By my father's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air, what seems so corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed!
Such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
Oh. You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor, too. Went it not so?
To the self-same tune in words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal ventures in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend whether they should be thine or his. And as thick as hail came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and pour them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from a royal master thanks, only to herald thee to his side, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who's the Thane loose yet? But on your heavy judgment bears thy life, which he deserves to lose.
His treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. Greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not wish your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That, trusted home, might yet enkindle you into the crown, beside Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles, to betrays in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
Chance will have me king. My chance may crown me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Come, let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done, Cawdor?
My liege, I spoke with the one who saw him die, who did report that he confessed his treasons frankly, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death. To throw away the dearest thing he owed as twere a careless trifle.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. O worthiest cousin, the sin of blind gratitude even now is heavy on me. Thou art so far before, that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Only I can say, or is thy judgment all that I can pay?
The service and the loyalty I owe, in doing it, pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state. Children and servants, which do all but what they should, by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to mine.
There if I grow. The harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our state upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor,
Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or elsewhere leap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not the light see my black and deep desires.
true, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet. Let's after him, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned a desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with, "Hail, king that shall be!" This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dews of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Clogs thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest word. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou wouldst have great comes, that which cries, this thou must do if thou wouldst have it. Come, hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which faith and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who, were so, would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tendon. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe tub full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunction's visitings of nature shake my fell purpose. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall me in the dullest smoke of hell, that my keen knife not see the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold! Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that tomorrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but he's a serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterhood.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry. The heaven's breath smells willingly here. Everywhere this earth hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle, where they most breed and haunt, I've observed, the air is delicate.
See our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thank is love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God heal us for your pains, and thank us for your troubles.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double. Were't poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we are obliged.
And where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well. And his great low, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
My servants tend all for your highness's pleasure.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, and 'twere well if 'twere done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that with this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'll jump the light to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides this, Duncan hath borne his facilities so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a newborn babe striding the blast, will blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
Will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? For this time such I count thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like a poor cat who fish would eat, but will not wet his feet?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Dares do more as none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. For time nor place did they not hear it yet. He would make both. They have made themselves, and now their fitness does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that nursed me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail...
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly lighten? His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume. And when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great wealth?
Bring forth the men and children only, for thy undaunted mettle should produce nothing but males. Will it it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive each other? As we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I'm settled, and bent up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time in fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
She goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great barges to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess. Now he lies in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect. Else we had brought a better visit.
Oh, all is well. I dreamt of those three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we will spend it in some words upon that business. If you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
Good repose the while.
Thank you, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Which I see before me, the handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressive brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made fools of the other senses. Or else, worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade, and dudgeon gouts of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, or the one half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel the wolf, whose howls has watched us with his stealthy pace toward his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horrors from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives, Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven. Or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked. Fatal bellman which gives the Sterns good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their passes, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Oh!
Alack, I'm afraid they have awaked and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I laid the daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a voice?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry.
Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
There's one did laugh and sleep, and one cried murder. And they did wake each other. I stood and I heard them. They did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other. They had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fears, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life. Sore labor's bad balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course. Chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still, grant sleep no more. To all the house! Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cotter shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, do you unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things? Go, get some water. Wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them. Smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but us pictures. The eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color. I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. Little little water clears us of this deed. Hark, more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest this occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking! I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. A man reporter of Hellgate, you should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Why, here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in, farmer. Have napkins now about you. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Who's there in the name of the other devil? Hey, here's an equivocator that can swear on both the scales against either scale, who committed treason not for God's sake, but could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Hey, here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never as quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for hell. I'll devil quarter it no further. I had thought to have led in some of all professions that walk the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon. I pray you remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend? Are you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were out carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things to drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir. Nose painting, sleep, and urine. Luxury, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with luxury. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and it takes him off. It persuades him, and disheartens him. Makes him stand to, and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him to his sleep, and, giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe that drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, and the very throat on me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think, being stronger than him, though he hook up my leg sometime, yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Well, our knocking has awakened. Here he comes.
Good morrow, sir. Good morrow, both.
As the king awakened,
Not yet.
he did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slept the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know 'tis a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
Does labor we delight in physics pain? This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Calls to Keenan's today.
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard I the air, strange screams of death, of prophesying of accidents terrible, dire combustion and confused events. New hatched in woeful time. The escarped bird clamored the live all night. Some say the earth was feverish, and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a bell to it.
Oh, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made its masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder, has broke open the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What did you say? The life?
Mean you, His Majesty, approach the chamber and destroy the site of the new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, then speak yourself. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell, murder and treason! Banquo and Doppelpain! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look upon death itself! As from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I have to say. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo! Our royal master's murdered.
Whoa. Alas. What? In our house?
Too cruel. Beware. Tindolf, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it's not so.
Had I but died an hour from this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere least is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The head, the spring, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom? Those whose chamber has seen had done it. Their hands and faces were old-fashioned blood. So their daggers, which on wifely found upon their pillows, they stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be tempered in such a moment? The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin mixed with his golden blood. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known?
Help me, Fence.
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? War our fate, hid in their auger hole, they rest and seize us, lets away, our tears are not yet bruised.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
When we have our naked frailties hidden, that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well intended.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easily. Off to England.
To Ireland I shall keep us both the safer. Our separated fortune, there where we are, there's daggers and missed smiles. The nearer in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot have not yet lighted, and the safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave taking, but shift away. There's more in that theft which steals itself, and there's no mercy left.
Thou hast it now. King, court, laws, all, just as those weird women promised. I fear thou placed most foul before it. It was said it should not stand in thy posterity. That myself become the root and father of many kings. If there comes truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speech is shine. Why, by the verities upon thee made good, are they not mine oracles as well, and set me up in hope? Hush. No more.
Ah, here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, an awfully unbecoming.
Tonight, we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to which my duties are the most indesirable tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my lord.
Is far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time, twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night, for a dark hour each way.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow. Hide your horse. Adieu. Till you return at night. Goes Leonce with you?
Aye, my lord. The time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time, till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we'll keep ourselves till supper time alone. Till then, God be with you. Sarah, word with you? Attend those men our pleasure?
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears of Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. There is none whose being but he that I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when they first put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed his father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip, that's to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind, for them, the gracious Duncan have I murdered, to make them kings. Seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the gate and wait there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was. So please, your highness.
Well then. Now have you considered my speeches? Know that it was Banquo in times past who held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self.
You've made it known to us.
Do you feel that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye. In the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, and demi-wolves all go by the name of dogs. You've a station in the file of men, not in the worst rank, say it. And I will put that business in your bosom whose execution takes your enemy off. grapples you to the heart and love of us, who where our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
In other eyes, so worried with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could with fair-faced power sweep him from my sight, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, would wail his fall that I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our
My
lives
spirit shine through you. It must be done tonight. And from the palace, I require a clearness. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work, Cleon's, his son, that goes with him, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Bye, brother. Thankful. Thy soul's flight to find heaven must find it out tonight.
How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies do your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have but scotched the snake, not killed it. We cannot eat or sleep. Afflicting dreams do shake us nightly.
Come on, my gentle lord. Sleek all your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than to lie like torture on the restless ecstasy of the mind. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo in his fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not etern.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. And be jocund, ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums, hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, prithee, with me. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender-eyed, pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps thee pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse. Falls night's black agents to their praise do rouse.
the west yet glimmers of some streets of day. Now spurs the laden traveler apace, to gain the timely end, and their approach is the subject of our watch.
Hearken, I hear horses.
Give us the light there.
Oh!
Then to see the rest that are within the northern expectation already are.
Tis he.
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Treachery. Fly! Fly from the house! Thou bringest revenge. O slave!
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We have lost the best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks, Your Majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Will require your welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks their welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are equal. Here, I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth, anon we'll drink a measure, the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. He is good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-pariah.
Most royal sir, Leon's escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casting air. Now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo was safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trench gashes on his head, the least the death of nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
Lady, please, Your Highness, sit.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the grace and person of our Banquo present, whom I may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here's the place we serve, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Would you have done this?
Done what, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, his highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Pray, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one. Dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, frog stuff. This is the
very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you sent lightly to Duncan. Oh, these laws and stocks, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story on Winter's file, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there! Look! Behold, lo! What say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not, speak too! Can charnel house and grave send back the ones we buried?
What, quite a man in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame!
Blood hath been shed here now. In the olden time, their humane statutes purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. Time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there it end. Now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and pushes from our stools. More strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love, and help to all. Then I'll sit. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend, Banquo, whom we miss. If you were here. To all in whom we thirst, all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Take any shape but that my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare thee to the desert with thy sword! Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why so? Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Make me strange. The disposition that I owe, and now I think you can behold such sights. Think the natural ruby of your cheeks. My mind is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health. Attend His Majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say, blood will have blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak. For now, I'm bent to know by the worst means, the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. And the blood stepped in so far that, should I wade no more, turning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted, ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
nights have 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charm pot. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of fenny snake, and the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf. Witch's mummy, maw and gulf. Slivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips. Finger of earth strangled babe. Ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab.
Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the grains. And now around the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundation, though the treasure of nature's germains tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand. Will answer. Whore and south blood that hath eaten her 9 sparrows. Grease that sweated from the murderer's gibbet throw into the flames.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but speak not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, beware Macduff. Beware that in a fight. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast heart my fear aright. But one word more.
Will not be commanded.
Macbeth, 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 be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm death.
Then live Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet, I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Silence! She's not done. Be lion mettled, proud, and take no care for the chase to fret the wear of the fire. Macbeth shall never vanquish thee until great burn the wood to hide Dunstane Hill shall come against us.
That will never be. Who can press the forest, bid the tree, unfix his earthbound root? Sweet Bodeman's good, rebellion's head, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise. And our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know.
Show.
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 Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo down. Thy crown does smear mine eyeballs. That second gold-bound brow is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, starred eyes. What will this line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet. A seventh. I'll see no more. And yet, the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. Horrible sight! And now I see 'tis true, for Banquo smiles and points at them for his. What, is this so?
Aye, sir. All this is so.
What, are they gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there. Lennox!
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my good lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my good lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned are those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horses. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord. That being your word, we doth us fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macbeth I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This indeed I'll do before this purpose cool. No more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none! His flight was madness. And our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife? To leave his babes? His mansion? His titles? In a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. All is the fear and nothing is the love. So little is the wisdom when the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you, school yourself. But as for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. I shall not be long, and I'll be here again. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Father he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
My father is not dead, for all you are saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me a 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy them to sell them again.
Thou speakest with all thy wits, and yet in faith but wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men. And then the
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor, I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly, but if you take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence, with your young one. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified, but such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-eared villain! What? You egg! You'll try treachery! Ah! Ah!
Mother, he has killed me. Run away, I pray.
Let us seek out some desolate shade and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfallen birth. Each new morn, new widow's howl, new orphan's cry, and new sorrow strike heaven on the face, that it resounds and felt in Scotland, and yelled out like syllable of Dover. See who comes here.
My countryman, noble Ross.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are not made, but marked, where a violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
How does my wife?
Why, well,
And all my children?
well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not shy of your speech. How goest?
Oh, I have words that should be howled out in the desert air where hearing could not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it sure some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, do not keep it from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, who shall possess with them the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess it is.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brow, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart and bids it break.
All my children.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He hath no children! All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hellkite, all? All my pretty chickens and their dad at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember where that were most precious to me. Did heaven the God would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Hell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blood not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I can play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission, front to front. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland, and within my sword's light set him. And if he scape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, we go to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights' watch with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write on it, read it, afterwards seal it, and then again return to bed, all the while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. And this slumber agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You made to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and on my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is this she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is a common practice with her, it seems thus washing her hands. I have known her continue a quarter of an hour. Yet, here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! Fine, my lord. Fine. A soldier? And a fear? What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our power to account. Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The thane of fight had a wife. The thane of fight had a wife. The thane of fight had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. Mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has said what she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Great God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Pangloss buried. Cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed! To bed! The
There's knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abhorred, and natural deeds do breed in natural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than a physician. God, forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. Still keep eyes upon her. So good night.
Good night, good doctor.
My mind she has made it and amazed in my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly, all, till Burnham would be removed to Dunsinane. I cannot think with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not Macbeth, for no man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. And fly, false things, and mingle with English epicures. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee, black, thou cream-faced loon. Where got'st thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese? Villain?
Soldiers.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, whey-face?
The English force so flees you.
Take thy face hence. My way of life is fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Seaton.
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me mine armor. Send out more horses. Stir the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How goes your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord. I see his trouble with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow? Raise out the troubles of the brain with some sweet, oblivious antidote? Cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs! I'll none of it! Come, help me with mine armor. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Come, sir. If thou couldst, good doctor, cleanse the water of my land. Find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb senna, or what purgative drug could scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I shall not be afraid of death in vain, till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Where I'm from Dunsinane, away and clear. Prophet again shall hardly draw me here.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby we shall shatter the numbers of our host and make discovery ere it report of us.
It shall be done.
The confident tyrant keeps in his palace, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too. The time approaches.
Towards which advance the war.
To war!
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come! Our castle's strength will laugh the siege to scorn. What is that noise?
It is the cry of woman, my good lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. Time has been, my senses were cool to hear a night shriek, and my fellow pair would, at a dismal treatise, rouse and stir, as life were in it. I have supped, full with horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lain fools awaited dusty death. Out, brief candle! Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. 'Tis a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar. And slave!
Let me endure your wrath if you not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming. I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakst false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine fling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, so Burnham would you come to Dunsinane. And now, a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm, and out! If this which ye avouches does appear, there's no flying hence nor tarrying here. I get to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now hear enough. Your leafy screams throw down, show who you are. Worthy Macbeth and we shall take upon us what else remains to do according to our order.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly. But bear like I must fight the course. Who is he that was not born of woman? Such a man I am to fear, or none?
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself cannot pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant! With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speaks.
Oh! Thou wasn't born of woman. With swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that is of woman born.
That way the noise is! Tyrant, show thy face! If thou beest slain, and by no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Either thou, Macbeth, or my sword, with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be, and by this great clatter, one of greatest note seems brooded. Let me find it, fortune, and more I beg not. The gashes do better upon them. Turn, hellhound. Turn.
Oh, Manhouse, I have avoided thee. But get thee back! My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give out.
Thou losest labor. As easy mayst thou do trenchant air with thy keen sword and press, as make me bleed.
laid on vulnerable crests. I've been a charmed life, which must not yield to what a woman born.
Spare thy charm, and let the angel whom you still have served tell thee, Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so! For it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling feats no more believed, that patter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee, as our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole, and underwrit, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rebel's curse. Though burn of what become to Dunsinane, and thou, host, being of no woman born, yet I'll try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damn be him that first cries, hold, enough!
So thou art. The time is free. I see thee encompassed by thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutations in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend the large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. Which more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen. This, and what needful else is called upon us by the grace of grace, we shall perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.